Why, hello, welcome back to the finale of Ace Attorney 2. That's what I'm calling this game. The Franziska von Karma experience. Yes, we are. I'm both so excited and I'm actually really sad to see this game go. It's been such a fun time. I've enjoyed it so much. So, without further ado, you ready to find my get justice for everyone and throw Matt in the slammer? Let's go, let's do it. Here we go, let's do it. March 23rd, 2:35 p.m. District Court room number 3. I'm excited and sad. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that the suicide note is a forgery. Ah! Who the hell forged it? What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake. Isn't Edgeworth gonna get in trouble for that? Didn't he get in trouble about evidence and stuff like that before with the that guy? The swim? Have you been swimming, boy? I forgot his name. Gant? Something like that. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carita. He discovered a body. Maybe there was no suicide note, wasn't it? He could easily say there was a suicide note, but there was not. Mr. Carita! Well. It looks like Miss Impacts never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about On Guard. That's scuzzy as hell. That's real bad, ne? However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. On Guard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. That's true. Acting under the assumption that it had been real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. His theory that On Guard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong about it. Okay, well, we have to present evidence, so, the defense believes that the theory that the prosecution has stated contradicts the testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. On Guard to not have known it was a fake. Is it this? I don't know what else it could be. I really don't. If Matt was so viewing and spying on everything, I don't know. See, I don't know. I really don't think Adrian knew that it was a fake. So the only person who knew the thing was a fake was Juan. So would the spy camera really show that? I don't know. But I don't know what else to do, so we're gonna present it and hope it's right, and if not, I'll look it up. It was right. I think it was right, because it went away. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. A very small one, but... Oh, that's right. A camera. A camera? What? Bro, they had cameras from, like, a long time ago. A camera? You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. On Guard knew the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? Yeah, but... Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna let this play out. I just think I got lucky. If that were true! I think I got really lucky. Then, that means that Mr. On Guard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Is that true? Sure, whatever, okay. So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. Because, like, the only way he would know is if he had video cameras in Impact, wherever Impact's killed herself. Then, he saw one be like, yo, here's my chance to be a terrible person, and write it himself. But otherwise, how would he know it was a fake? He would just see this thing that was titled, like, suicide, I don't know, note? I don't know. He'd see something on the camera, but would he really know that that was forged? Did he know Miss Impacts well enough that he could spot her handwriting from a freaking camera that's being played on a VHS tape? I don't know if I buy that, but sure, whatever. I'll take it. I'll take the victory. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Engarde's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. This is flimsy to me, but okay. But Your Honor, it is not as if Mr. Engarde monitored, yeah, Mr. Creative 24 hours a day in every room and every place he's ever been. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in place Mr. Engarde didn't know of. Yeah. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Ugh. Okay. Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. Ugh, as I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. What, baby? Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove that Mr. Engarde's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Who? Edgeworth stuttering? This is not like him at all. Unusual? What sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley to kill her to commit murder? Oh, I remember now. That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? Look, I don't understand how this is possible either. I feel like this game is like not making sense to me today, but okay. Cause why would a Shelley the Killer do this? And B, you know for a fact if he did this, they'd be like, yeah, you're not leaving out of here. Like, you're coming with us. Why would Shelley do this? He's not gonna just be waltzing in and waltzing out and just going back to murdering people, right? I mean, the killer. The assassin. Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand. Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes. I remember that he took the stand, but I don't remember any of his, like, what's it called? Like, Adrian's glasses exploding and those kind of moments. I don't remember that at all. I just remember one thing from this actual court thingy. But, we'll get to that. Is this alright with you? Do you have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well, then the prosecution calls a witness to stand. Why are you speaking so fast, baby? Edgeworth! Is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. Is Edgeworth scared of this man? Ah, nah! I don't know why I thought he was physically there. I was like, why would he do that? Ah, nah. I do remember this. Yeah, I remember this cute little thingy. Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer. It's so cute. And I'm a professional assassin. I say! What is going on here? Your Honor. How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. Well, you know... look, I'm not saying that you should manipulate and deceive everybody. However, if you are in the court of the law and doing the justice, and a killer goes, yo, okay, we like oath, pinky swear, baby, pinky swear, you're not going to like trace the source while I'm testifying. You do it anyway. You do it anyway. You're gonna say okay, and you do it anyway. That's just me. I don't know how it works in Japan, but that's what I would do. I would say, sure, I promise, and then not to do. That's the only time it's okay to break a promise, is if this kind of thing comes up, ne? So this must be what the urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really, Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. Oh, it's Maya. I'm so hungry. Oh, Maya! Maya! A voice? Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? Sad. The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we have run into yet another expected turn of events. Oh, no, but... Well, whatever, it's fine. This judge is like that, but I feel like that wouldn't be enough, you know, to stand up. I feel like, that would just raise more questions, and then it'd be like, oh, she's kidnapped, and then wouldn't you get in trouble? Like, I don't know court things, but wouldn't you get in trouble for working... Because you have ulterior motive. You have ulterior motive. Like, I just feel like you could get your, like, law license revoked if this is, like, a real life thing, where you took a client and that client was, like, blackmailing you or that kind of thingy. I think that kind of thing happens a lot. You know, like, buying off judges or those thingies. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going by the book, I don't think you're allowed to do this. And if that came out, like, Feeny would get in big trouble. You know? I think so. Anyway. It doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness. There's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Carita, is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Carita. I think the way that you could prove that he was the one who killed is asking him how he did it. Although there's audience, man, we've already did this for a while. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's kind of information that only a certain amount of people... it would work in America. A jury is, like, sequestered and those kind of things. Then, nobody outside world would understand or know what happened, except for the people who are working on this case. You could prove this is the person who killed if they could give all these details, ne? Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelley the Killer. What is he going to say? I'm scared. I feel like this is going to be hard. I already struggle and we just started. Not a good sign. Okay. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. Okay. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yeah, I think so. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. I will try, Mia. Like, why would he agree to do this, though? If that's the thing. Hold on, let's do this one. That's the one that stood out to me. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients could trust me. But could someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did... Yes. That person wouldn't be my client for very long. Yeah, the other thing too is if you're a professional killer and someone tries to mess with you, you could probably kill them pretty easily because you have experience in, you know, ending lives. So, okay. They would certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. You guys are so sensitive, ne? It's okay. I like less violence the better, I think. Very well. It was only hypothetical anyway. I don't know what else to freaking press. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Eh? Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You? Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge has better watch himself. I feel like, though, these kind of, I mean, I don't know how it is here with organized crime. Organized crime? I don't know. Like, this has very Yakuza vibes to me. This sort of rules, regulations. I'm sure gangs have those kind of things too, though, ne? I don't know what else to do. We push everything? We understand. So please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. What, dude? This egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. Don't say that. That is like a... You're trying to start something. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all the extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Okay, well, this is the only one we haven't pushed, so... We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you just please tell us the name of your client? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? No, I'm stupid baby. What do you say to that? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears this is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. It's only because you don't know about Maya's situation. On it! What do I do? How am I stuck already? What do I do? Bro, the freaking backtracking and pressing again is really tripping me up, girl. It's tripping me up. This is the second time it happened. I had to look it up if you couldn't tell. So you go second statement, this statement, and then you press this statement. And then you go back to this statement, and you press again. And then it adds something. I wouldn't have gotten it. Trust between you and your client. I provide my service in a fast and efficient manner. Exchange roles and duties as he's carried out. I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. The person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. An assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. Oh. And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. Okay. Push. That seems so strange to be angry to... Wait. Did I push the wrong thing? I think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside. I did push the wrong thing. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of the crime. Maybe it's at the end. Who gave you the... Okay, we know. Yeah, we know. This? Oh shoot, I didn't... I think that's the new one, right? Right? Yeah, I think so. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. What? Phoenix! If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness! What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carita? These two work well together, you know? Because there are times where Phoenix... He's a sensitive boy. He doesn't act like it all the time, and some things he isn't. But there are times where he gets really scared, or there's like a side of him that kind of, when things get scary, he kind of just like frees up. And that's where Edgeworth kind of moves in. He's a man of action and panic, and Feeny kind of isn't. Which is okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's why they go so well together, Nick. That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. What? Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier! Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? So this man is a hypocrite, though, ne? Because he just finished saying, like, wasting our time, talking about how, like, oh, you cannot accuse somebody. That's, like, so bad to accuse somebody of something they didn't and do, like, oh my god. And then to do this is like, okay. I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? What is happening? This can't be! On the phone earlier! What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Yeah, he did. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back! I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt on guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous! I was deceived! The witness is telling a very serious lie. How can he prove that? He didn't record that conversation, right? But you were the one who summoned the witness. Grr. You, Shelley DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. Again, we don't really need to win this. We need to buy time, and the police department better be freaking tracking this signal. That's all we care about. Like, we don't have to win. We just have to not lose during the time. You know? The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is possibility the defendant knew himself it was a fake. But most definite of all, we have heard that from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt on guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. What is happening? Please... Adrian Andrews is having the worst week of her life. Adrian Andrews is having the worst week of her life. For real. Please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, On Guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And On Guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? No, you can't, baby. Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me! Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie. I feel like the other thing, too, is, like, You would need more evidence, right? You can't just be like, well, one person said, so it happened. Especially when that person is like, I mean, I don't know. You could argue, I guess, that he's operating under a certain moral code. But are you gonna really trust a serial killer that's currently holding a girl hostage? I mean, they don't know, but around this trial, I don't know. It just feels like it's not good enough of a thing to just like completely be like, well, we're done with the court, you know? But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He had named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them! Tell them the real story! Who the real killer is. Tell them! Please! Help me! Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? We wait for Gumshoe. What am I supposed to do? We request the trial to continue. Phoenix, I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Man on Guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. I also feel like if he did do this, if he said like, no, it's cool, I don't care. I feel like, well, A, you don't know that he's not going to kill Maya anyway. You can never trust, like, that they're going to keep their word, because most of the time they don't. You know what I mean? They already saw where you are, they know your headquarters, they know all this stuff about you. They're not going to keep you alive so you can rat on them later. There's no way. They're going to kill you for sure. So, A, that. But, like, even... whatever. Maya, as a person, would not stand for this and would be really pissed off. You know, she'd be, like, channeled back as a spirit and be like, Nick, why did you do that? I hate you. You know what I mean? She would not like that. She would be mad. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Engard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face that fact. Or the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Engard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust. I never thought about it until now. I trust him! I trust him. Yes, you do. Some things are just so romantic, you guys. It's so romantic. It's very romantic. Oh, it's good, it's good. This game is very good. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. He's gonna be so pissed. He's gonna be so pissed we radio him back and he's gonna be like, what? Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But, that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. He's oh, I freaking love this kind of stuff. It's a little corny, but I don't even care. You gotta love that corn. It's good! This kind of feeling of like the person realizes why. He realizes what it means to be a real lawyer. And real in his heart and those kind of things. Trusting his boyfriend. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. It's good, it's very good. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, I remember how they get delivered as well. I'm so excited, you guys. A miracle will occur! I'm so excited, I'm so excited. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. Yeah, that is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Oh, I mean, maybe lawyers and judges do. It's their job, right? Well, maybe they don't like it some days, but they should like it some days, too. Otherwise, why do they do it? As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carita was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. We still have a cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Yeah, we do, but I don't know where. Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? For reasons. What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. We're switching roles today. These two are very versatile, okay? That makes 2 of us. Switching roles. Wait, what are we doing? What are we doing, you guys? Alright. I don't think we need to push that. Okay. I really don't know what the heck we're gonna do. Maybe this one first? Is that weird? And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to stand again. Again? As you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the 4th successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Haha. Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? I don't know, Mia, help me. All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that you'll be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. But the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. I know. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah, well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. DeKiller. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yeah, he just says it the next one. And my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police, I always make a point to make things easy as possible. You try to make things easy. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. Are we just pushing everything? I don't know. So, you're saying that most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. Like, okay, here's something I want to be able to kind of present in the game, but I don't know how. Why wouldn't Adrian just 2-for-1 special, 50% off discount. 2 murders for 1. Why didn't she just ask the killer to kill Matt too? Then she wouldn't have had to do the setup thing. And if you already came this far and you're already like, yo, I'm gonna give money and kill somebody, I think you can work something out to kill 2 people. Or whatever. I don't know. Go into debt? I don't know. I don't care. But you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to point that out because I think that's an important thing to poke in this hole. Or poke the hole in this testimony, né? If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of using your services. Ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I thought of Charlie? Oh, Judgy! Nah, he thinks you're somebody bad, nah. Bad boy. Bad boy Feeny. From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. That stood out to me, but we're gonna keep going since we're on this train. So why do you think that your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky, and why would somebody who had requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. On guard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? That's what I was saying, Feeny. Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card? No, that's not what I meant. I meant to kill Matt too, not frame him, just kill him. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. Oh, now what do I do? What was the one that Edgeworth was like surprised at? I didn't get this. I had to look it up. I feel like such a loser. This one wasn't that hard, actually. So you present this, and I know why. Because she thought that he had fainted. She didn't know he was dead. So why would she do all of this, like, juice-related activity if she already knew? Because it put her fingerprints at the scene or whatever, right? Or no, there were no fingerprints? No, there were no fingerprints because she had the glove on. Whatever, but you know what I'm saying. Like, why have all this other crap? So here we go. Edgeworth gave you the clue that you needed to do something on that 5th statement, but I didn't know what to do. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Carita had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. DeKiller supposed that the client thought Mr. Carita had only fainted, which is why the glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. The glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Oh, never mind. She wasn't wearing the gloves this time. Had this been planted, they never would have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point, Mr. Edgeworth. What is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Yeah, nah. Witness! How do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't this a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have the knowledge of Mr. Carita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. He's gonna be so mad at us. I'm like scared. Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was awfully... that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. You guys are bad at playing, like, acting, né? Oh, sorry. Like, that's so not Edgeworth. Anyway, I am positive there is a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requires further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now I have to buy us more time. while we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Yeah, it does. It does. Spoiler alert, it does. Okay. Now what? This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. Third one? Right, that was 3, right? I think so. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step in building trust, in my opinion. Do you think he would, like, know stuff about her? Just 'cause? You know what I mean? Like, how tall was she? And those kind of things. Well, Mr. Wright cross-examined... Okay, we'll do it. I'm gonna push the third one, because I don't know what else. The rest seems fine, right? I don't know. A week ago. Okay. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was that brief pause? Press further, press further, press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. Yeah! I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. What perfume was she wearing? Huh? What perfume was she wearing? How tall was she? What color were her eyes? Actually, I don't know what color her eyes are. Brown? I don't know. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. Mail. Can you imagine snail mail? Dear Mr. the Killer, I would like to order murder. Put the stamps on, send it away. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. There's also evidence, right? And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony now of any importance? It was important, right? It was important, right? Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. the Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? No, I'm not saying that. I guess so. You see? It is just as I said. Frig. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, would the witness please continue? Wait, I screwed it up then. I screwed that up. I think I screwed it up. That it wasn't important? I wanted him... Okay, we have to press further. I'm sure of that. I think... Here. Let's see what that does. I want him to say more, because I don't think he can. I want Edgeworth to, like, swoop in here and be like, okay, then what was she wearing? Okay? And do something like that. I don't know why I gave him that voice. Why he meets his clients is not important. And that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face. You see that? You see that? That's the thing when you have a name like Adrian, eh? It could go either way. I mean, technically all names could go whatever way, right? But... yeah. What the heck was Adrian's name in Japanese? I can't... Well, there's actually quite a few names that are like that too. Those kind of names are good. Okay. We know what it is. We know what it is. That's when I thought, I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Nobody else caught that. That was so obvious to me. Yeah, this one for sure. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony now was of the utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case. Witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. I need Edgeworth to do it, because the more we do it, it looks really suspicious. But I know this is a video game, and we need to, you know, progress the story. Here. It's him. But as we know now... Do I have to present Adrian's profile? I have to do something. I don't feel like this was right. That was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you are correct. So I'd like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? Okay, I have to present something. I have to present something. Okay, so present. And then the profiles. Where is she? Okay. Interesting. Present this. I was pretty confident, but you never know. You never know in this game. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time? Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. Come on, Edgeworth, jump in here, boy. What? Shelly the Killer! We're like so bad, Nick. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm reading these in a weird way. Because you made one very big slip up about her. So what is the issue? He got it. What did you say just now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. Oh! Oh! Okay. Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. Because you know Edgeworth is smart enough. He knew that that was effed up. I guess because it's our cross-examination, so I guess he can't just be like, objection! Like, he has to stay in his lane. I guess that is how the law works, huh? It can't just be a free-for-all. He always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking their requests. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Adrian Andrews. What is it sweating? Ew! What is that? Why is there so much of it? No. Don't like that. Stop it. Ugh. Don't like that. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? I know more Adrian girls than Adrian boys, personally. Do I know any Adrian boy? Adrian Brody, I don't know him, but I've heard of him. Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender, and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelly DeKiller, this court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. Ugh, I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Whatever, it buys us time, yo. Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Okay. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. Girl! I just finished making fun of that. There have been times when I took jobs without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Carita, 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client was to be a man. Where did she send the letter? South Pole? No. Santa lives in the North Pole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just deliver a letter like that. Unless you're Santa. Santa's the only one. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony. Which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay, like we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me! As long as he's standing there across from me? Girl, you didn't think when you signed up for Ace Attorney that you were getting the romance story of a lifetime. A better love story than Twilight or whatever the kids say. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Yo, this is romantic. This is romantic. Rivals to lovers, best category. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. It literally is my favorite. It is my favorite. It is my favorite. Yes. Okay. Wait. I think it's too antsy. We gotta push this. How is she gonna address this? How? But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now, let's stop with this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. I mean, we mindlessly yell all the time and it works out in our favor. Do we have any proof that Mr. De Killer met with his client? Do we? Okay, this better be a fake. I don't think we have proof. Because I don't think we have proof. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, that is the nature of right and wrong. Listen, this is the only time it's good to waste time, okay? The request was for the murder of Juan Carita and 2 or 3 other small things? I don't know why that didn't sink in the first time. 2 or 3 small things? Yes. And what were those other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. Then why did you say that, doofus? What should I do? Oh, no, we gotta push, It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. I think we risk it, for the biscuit. Whether or not they're related to this case for the court is to decide. Not you. Mr. Attorney! Oh, he's so mad. Maybe this was bad. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder, what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination? Nothing. I'm a little angel. I would never. Could it be? The thing's so mad, it's kind of cute though. That you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. Well, it takes one to know one, baby. And I should you turn out to be one. Wait. Oh god, did I make a mistake? I didn't save. Uh-oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? I think so. I think so. I think so. I don't know really why for sure, but I think so. But I'm really scared. Because Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs you or our client requested were. Okay. Whew. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Carita's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information clearly sounds important to me. Witness, please include... Okay, let's push it. I found this figurine at Mr. Engarde's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Engarde, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright? Wait, why would it be... There's no way. There's no way. There was no way. Because she said she would burn the thing. If she was gonna burn... Because she didn't know it was fake, right? I don't think so. So, there's no way that she would use it to frame. Because the whole point was she wanted to burn it so that she could finally have peace and not be used as this pawn between these two scuzzball men. So, I think so. So, the killer says he gave that figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there's a contradiction. Oh god, how am I going to prove this? And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? We have to present evidence. The letter? Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at On Guard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? Oh, it's only 2. Okay. This is a battle of wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. It has to be this. Right? It has to be this. It has to be this. I hope it's this. You know, I present... Okay, it was right. I present the wrong thing, even though sometimes I'm on the right path. So, you know. Shelley the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then the item should not have been inside it. Yes. This item. I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. We have like a what's it called? The same brainwave. I love that. Where is everyone going? Do we need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. I remember. See, I remembered. I can get some things right. I can get some things right in this time. This is VOD. I have some victory here. And I was going to burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it because she was able to take it out too. That was the other thing. Although you could probably crack that bear open, but you know. Order, order, order. So that's where you two were going? So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Ooh. This is good. Order, order, order! Mr. Phoenix, right? We're gonna be on the next on the hit list if we don't get this guy, like, today. He's gonna kill us, like, at night. It's bad. Yes, yes, that's my name. I'm sure I've mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. It's worth protecting me, I'm scared. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. I mean, you are a liar, so it feels very hypocritical. No, that's not... That's enough. If that is your only intention, there is only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Oh god, did I get a bad ending because I pushed too hard? Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please, not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand. Otherwise, what is a gunla? What the? Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright is having a bad day today. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. Go help your boyfriend. He's having a mental breakdown. I mean, this is for real. Like, this would be so stressful. I don't want to downplay the stress. I like to give Feeny a lot of crap because that's how I deal with Feeny. But this objectively is a horrendous situation to be in. And Feeny is very strong to maintain that level of intense, you know, like, still being able to function under that level of intensity. Having, like, one of the most important people to you being in peril all the time for, like, multiple days is very stressful, so... I will give Feeny that. You know, sometimes I'm a little mean. I don't mean to be mean to my boy. I do it out of love. You gotta razz the people you love. Especially if they're Phoenix, right? You know what I mean? I understand what this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... Why are you guys gonna read each other's mind? Oh, this is so romantic, too. If Feeny look at him like puppy dog eyes, like, Edgeworth, I don't know what to do. And then Edgeworth's like, the prosecution, hi. This is so romantic, yo. This is romantic. Right? It's so romantic. What has come over everyone? Even you are... The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? What? Did you see me wrong? I never can tell in this game if I've actually committed a sin or if I'm getting like faked out because they love to jerk you around, you know? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here, right now, oh my god, I'm so stressed out, then your client, man on guard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. This is so stress, right? Oh my god. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on guard, to the stand. The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. Oh my god. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. Am I really getting the bad end here? I can't believe it. I never gotten the bad end, but I know about it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Oh. Maybe not? Oh, maybe. You dumb. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent or good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh? Huh? What, you're doing this in front of everyone?! Is he just like, yo, my reputation's the garbage anyway, might as well be my true self? I don't know why he's doing this, but okay. So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. On guard. What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just atrocious, don't you agree? Kind of, yes, but you know, that's not the point here. Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Did I screw up or not? This is so long that I can't tell. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? Maya, you better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty, or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on the matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, I don't think I'm totally screwed yet. I think I'm gonna be screwed in a minute. Then, your client, Mr. Man on Guard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this. But I have to decide something. I can't count on evidence to help me out anymore. I have to listen to my heart. When it's calling for you. My god, oh my god, what am I gonna do? You have to say he's guilty, right? Is this gonna let me save? Oh my god, it's not gonna let me save. It's not gonna let me save, you guys. It's not gonna let me save. I can't save. Oh man, I better be right, girl. I think we have to say he's guilty. Because Maya said you better not let him out. Let him, you know. We have to say he's guilty. We take the risk and we hope it has to be that. We've been fighting for this the whole time. So, Matt on Guard is guilty. Saying it with my full chest. Matt on Guard is a guilty bad boy who has no redeemable qualities except for his cat, who I will be taking and having live with me. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt on Guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Matt on Guard is... Oh my god, it's happening! Look at her! Franziska von Karma, swooping in, the knight in shining armor, coming in to help us. at her. Look at her. Look at her in all her glory. Franziska von Karma! We're fine. What do you... You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I love you, baby! I'm so happy to see you. It's been so long. This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them, the final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. Oh, his jacket. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoes. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. Can we, like, buy him a jacket for Christmas? I feel bad. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. What, he didn't have, like, a, you know, those, like, a bags you take to the grocery store? He didn't have one of those in his trunk or something? I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside this coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. It better be something I'd figure out, too. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat. We're just dragging freaking, we're dragging Gumshoe. Are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during the escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Okay. I love that this, like, trio are, like, working together to take down Matt. We love to see it. It's wonderful. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around. Just like a miracle. I'm sure of it. This is cute. That's all we can hope for. A miracle. Frenzy! Okay, the first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Does the pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case. At least with me. At least with me? That's the pistol he used to shoot you. That was bad. I did not like that. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. Listen, this woman is the type of woman to, after all this is done, she put it in a little box. She put it on her mantle or wherever kind of mansion she live in. And then if people come by, oh, did you know? Yeah, someone shot me once. But I, like, walked it off, and then I went to court, and I, like, totally solved everything. And those two were so incompetent without me. So anyway, yeah, I can, like, take a bullet wound. It's not even a big deal. It didn't even hurt. It was, like, totally fine. Even though, you know, she was, like, crying and it was hard. That's the kind of person Frenzy is. That's the kind of person Frenzy is, Nick. I like that kind of idiot. I do. So, that's the pistol that was used to shoot Frenzy. It's probably not going to help us very much. Okay. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from a guard mansion. Yep. We're questioning all of them. I want all the information. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important. I think we need to look at that. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. Did Killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. Ah. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the Killer. Shelley the Killer was no ordinary man. We gotta... That seems like the most poignant one, eh? The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There was even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? A button missing. There is a button missing on this uniform. A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. Okay. That's all I have to present, Your Honor. Well, sit next to me, Francie. Come sit next to Mia. I mean, I don't think Mia and her get along like at all, but I don't care. I like Francie. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure if we were under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. It has to be the tape. It's gotta be the tape, right? It's gotta be the tape. I feel like the fact that he was came back to try to get that is proof enough. But I don't know. Who is the client? Yes, that is correct. And these three items do not tell us anything about that. I don't think we can jump that far. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Come sit, Friska. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court has already had all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? Oh, don't say that. That's sad. Don't say that. That's sad. I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. Oh, I like that, Mia. I do like that. You do have to make them happen. Although sometimes you can try to force them to happen and that won't work either. It's kind of like a weird balance, I think. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But, no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of this situation for us. It's not the pistol. Two. It's either one. I'm gonna pick the tape, girl. I want to pick that tape. The first. Make On Guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. We have the killer get mad at him. We have to prove some kind of shenanigans. That would make the killer be like, you betrayed my trust? And have him like flip out and come after him. That would make him want to go to jail. So he doesn't die, right? Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If On Guard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. Oh, or that. That's okay. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with On Guard. If the killer were no longer to think of On Guard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I think it's what I said. That he wouldn't see him as a client and he would be like, okay, you're dead to me. Cutting you off. Maybe cutting you apart. You know, if he found out that Matt was like being bad. But I don't know how we're going to pop him on that, but we'll figure it out, I guess. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first. Maybe nay. You know how Matt had told us, like, oh, you know, you can't trust these freaking assassins. They're bad people, like me. So I recorded the filming of the murder because that's my insurance policy getting back at him. Did the killer know that? Maybe that's why he wanted to get the tape, because it's showing he did it. But even though we're not trying to prove who killed, because we know the killer killed him, it's proof that Matt is not trustworthy, and that could set the killer off. I think it is that. That feels right to me, right? I think so. Okay, but if you could try to make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what always worked for us? The other side. Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? The gyakten? This... I mean, I don't blame them. How can you translate it? I don't know. Turnabout trials? Turnabout courtroom is not as catchy as Ace Attorney. So I'm not shading the translation team. But these kind of moments, you know, it's like you get that feeling of like, ooh, that's the name of the game. Like, you don't get that when the game isn't called Gyakuten Saiban, you know? It's a waste. It's a waste is what I'm saying. You mean to turn things around? I literally learned Gyakuten from this game when I was baby. When I was like a teenager. I think when I was around like a Franzi and Maya's age. I was around their age when I first played this game. Maybe younger. Maybe younger. I don't know. Whatever. Don't worry about it. That's why I have an affinity. Well, I don't want to... No, never mind. We'll talk about it later. Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and judge. We have seen the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth. It may be what bring about the miracle in the end. What are we going to do, though? There are no objections this time, correct? Object? Yeah, then I'll pronounce our verdict. No, object. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. This is so exciting. I am not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. Oh, one chance. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna save. I'll be right back. We have to show Shelly the tape, right? Like, oh, does he already know? Hold on. I'm gonna save regardless. Okay, sorry. I just, you know, this game wouldn't let you save, and I don't want to have to do the whole trial over, because, you know, it's been a minute for me. One chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. It has to be Shelly. I'm going with Shelly. I think... Wait, hold on. That's impossible. To turn this situation around in one try. Edgeworth! Believe in me like I believe in you, baby. One try. That's all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. I think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking on guard down at the same time. It has to be what I said. I don't know if I'm going to get the execution correctly, because I'm assuming we're going to have to present multiple things and do stuff, but it has to be what I said. It has to. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Okay, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? Okay, Propouse. Okay, I see. Oh god, it's not even like giving me a... Okay, ding, correct. It didn't give me anything. I'm like almost positive though. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. This. How, like, I can't mess this up, right? This is relatively straightforward. I just hope Feeny and the game understands that I think I got it in my brain, and I'm trying to put it out in the game, without being able to speak in the game, you know? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. I hope okay, well, you know what? If we messed up, we get the bad end and I'll show it. I don't think I've ever gotten it. I don't really want to see it, though, personally. It will upset me. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright. It looks like I managed to convince him. Okay. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with the bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get it back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. This has to be it. This has to be it. And then we're gonna watch it, and he's gonna be like, excuse me, what? What is on that tape? And he's gonna lose it, and he's gonna let Maya go. And then he's gonna come after Matt, and Matt's gonna be like, uh-oh, oopsie. That's it. It is. It has to be. It has to be. All the pieces sit correctly. It has to be that. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was certainly told by my client not to watch it. It is this! Yo, we did it! We did it, we did it. This is it. The slam dunk. We did it. We did it, you guys. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you were on this tape. Me. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. I'm glad, like, I would not want to be in the audience. They're watching this, like, a live murder of somebody. That would be horrendous. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. Oh. Who was it that planted a camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. No! Get it together, Judge! Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. I know! Pick me! Why did Matt and Guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There is one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail you. Your client told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. Least of all assassins. See? And I told you guys that the anime style of this game, the anime styling, and I'm not like shading on it because I like this very much, is that when he said his thing, here it is. Oh, come down, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Not that. Yes, that's where the video comes in. No, not that either. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Whatever, they got rid of the thing I wanted to point. He said, like, I don't trust anybody. I don't need friends. I don't like anyone. People are objects to me, and I don't care. I'm a bad boy, Mr. Matt on Guard. You knew that would be the downfall point, because this is an anime game. I mean, it's not really anime, but you know what? It's in the vein of anime, even though we don't got the big eyes. We got the boobs and all other goofy stuff. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all. I didn't remember this ending. I only remember two other points, which we will get to. It feels good. It feels good. It does. It feels good. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelley DeClaire? Oh! You know what that sound reminded me of? This is only Omori people will know. In the bread twins, and they go, ooh. At least that's how I would say that line was. That's what it reminds me of. Ooh, ooh. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yeah, you were. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And probably kill them out of spite. You know this guy won't kill him out of spite. And then, that client would become my next target. You know, that's how assassins do. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Matt over there sweating. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn the case around. Bro, how did you not get this from before, Feeny? But okay. Mr. Wright. Yes. My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! We saved Maya! Yay! Maya, I never thought I'd see you again. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, Feeny! Feeny, let me hug you! Feeny, let me pet you a little bit. You can take a deep breath. You have a little shoulder massage. I don't know how to do that, but I figured it out. You know, it's okay. We survived this. I ask Mia to leave, and then we tell Pearl the good news. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness, and... Miss Von Karma, where did you get that? Where is... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand out a verdict. Oh, he's sweating! He's sweating! He looking a mess! Mr. On guard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. He gonna die. He gonna die. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. But needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched the video. Help me. No. No, thank you. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is that all right with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. I don't believe that people should die. That's just kind of not my style. So I would say I would say that he's guilty. Then he goes to jail, and he just lives in jail. And maybe he has a time to think about his life and feel remorseful if that's possible for him. And not that it makes it okay, or that he should be out of jail, but somehow I don't think it's okay to send him to the wolves and let somebody kill him either. That's just me. So I'm gonna say he's guilty. He's guilty. Man on guard! Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me! My wonderful self! Guilty! Even if you got an acquittal the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from your crime anymore. This! Guilty, 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 guilty! I remember this. This grossed me out as a child. I didn't like that. It was really, when I first saw him, aside from remembering all the people the self-shipping stuff, aside from that, the second thing I remembered him was scraping his face up and at me being like, ew! I did not like that as a kid. I did not like that. It's not that bad as an adult, but didn't like it. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Matt on guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. Oh. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. Yeah, he was mean. We called him out last time. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. He was bad. He was bad. I didn't like this. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern to me. not a good moment for my boy. I did not like that. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. Huh? And today, when the two of you use your combined strength to convict a man, your combined strength, I felt like I had finally been saved. Ha! Wait, hold on. I'm gonna just let the scene play out. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. Yeah, she looked like lighter, it's nice. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Okay, listen. I don't like that. Listen! I don't like that. I don't like that. Because if she had some... What was it? She had some personality She had a disorder. I don't like the implication of that. That means, like, if you have some kind of a mental illness, all you need is Edgeworth to go over to you and be like, listen, you have a mental illness, I'm gonna put it out into the world. If you die, I don't even care. And then you think about it and you're like, Edgeworth, he was just so attractive that now I don't have my illness anymore. Girl, what the hell is this? Whatever. It all worked out, but this is reminiscent of the Celeste stuff where I was like, no one's gonna call out the fact. I mean, Adrian sorta did, but we're dwelling on the wrong part of that thing. This is another one of those situations. I don't like that her dependency was solved by somebody being kind of rude to her and outing her mental illness to a crowd of people. Like, I'm no person expert. I'm just some girl on the internet, but I feel like that would be more traumatizing than restorative. At least for me. You know, I would not like that. I would not like that. That's BS, but whatever. We hold Edgeworth accountable. We love him, we respect him, but not when he does stuff like that. When he does bad things, we say, hey, Edgeworth, that's not cool, don't do that. And then maybe he learned. Oh yeah. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. The court is adjourned. We did it, though! Ooh. My scene is coming, I'm so excited! March 23rd, 5:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about why is she not talking? Is she like projecting this in our brain? Think about the incredible decision you had to make. That was pretty tense, Nick. We were just there. We don't need to play it again. But okay, now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. I can't count on the evidence out anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice or should I save Maya's life? My client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is he guilty? Or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right? Oh, Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? I missed you, Pearls. I missed you. Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Hopefully eating, right? She needs to eat. Ha! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid. Kid punches are no joke. Kid punches are no joke. You think they're small? No. You do not want to get punched by a kid. Let me tell you something. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Oh, baby. Thanks. You want to hug the pearl? Protect the pearl. Oh! What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. Ramsey! about earlier. Thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand Miss Von Karma. Don't sell her short. She's 18 years old. She's 18 years old. She will absolutely understand in time. Especially now that she's away from her father. That sounds really mean, but it's true. Her father has a toxic influence on her life. So I think that's pretty obvious. When you're raised with somebody like that, you're a little brainwashed, you know? So please give her more respect than this. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Yeah. Toxic parents can really screw you up, but that's the theme of these two, you know? Edgeworth. For my own personal victories. And for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book. And so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then, you remember, you and your ham hands. I remember this. This was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. Friends to enemies to lovers. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors can use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust that man as well. Trust and love. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. I can't handle this, you guys. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma? I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. He's no longer edge-worthy. Sorry. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. there's something else. Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay. Nick! Maya! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh! Happy family! Happy family! Ah, happy family! This is wonderful. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got in guard, convicted, like I knew you would. On top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over. Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, Nick. Hug him! Hug him! Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Hey. Growl growing. Alright. I think it's time we get out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grab a chow. I'm starved. Me too, I'm hungry. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on a run to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. No, you're not! You know who a prime rib? Edgeworth a prime rib. You not a prime rib, son. Come on. You think you're a prime edge? Like, come on, Feeny. Feeny, come on. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. Force him. If you insist. Socialization! Our boy is being socialized. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast. Come on, Nick. Food! I don't think she should eat a whole lot after not eating for like 2 days. That sounds like it's gonna be bad. You know, I can't do that at least. We're back here. Oi! He really got a head injury, yo. His little hair's sticking out. That's cute. Hey, pal. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. If you get a head injury like that, they'll only shave your head? Because I gotta, you know, maybe they only shave part. I don't know. I don't know how it works. You look good without your jacket, baby. You should do this look more. It's good. It's good. I think it looks good. What is that red thing? You got a pencil behind your ear? Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. Oh my god. That's somehow so embarrassing. You didn't even... I mean, I'm glad he didn't get in an accident because that could have been really bad. Like, he could have killed somebody, you know? But somehow that feels really dopey. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Right too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, go easy on me. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. Y'all are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal, amen! You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Oh well, you know. So, getting complimented by Edgeworth is a big deal, I think, Nick. It's nice. Huh? Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from DeKiller's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item. Oh, come on, y'all. It's over. But oh boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Huh? Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped. Never a dull moment with you, huh? Haha, you think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared? That would have been so scary. Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So, to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. I wasn't anything important anyway. Ah. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Our children. Oh, beeping. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. Ah! That's Miss Von Karma's receiver! Oh, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing here, right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse me. Wait, where are you going, baby? I still have some work to do. What? Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. You've eaten way too much, you glutton. She didn't eat for like 48 hours. Leave her alone. Are you kidding me? Leave her alone. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait! Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything— Oh, I remember this! If I— okay, yeah. It's this. Thrown Away by Friska Von Karma. It has a certain mysterious nostalgia to it. I presented this. What's this? You give him the whip. Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly? Would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick! Huh? Yeah. I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. Well, you live in Japan. You're lucky it's not actually in LA, or you'd be, like, severely in debt from that car accident. And so, I kinda already put your name on the bill. Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. There's a camera shop in this hotel? It'd better be anyhow for $3,000. Oh my god. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Huh? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Wait! Something needs to happen first! Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright, this is so losing its feeling. Alright, if you say so. You have to scream it in DS. Oh, you don't have to scream. But did I do something wrong? Something didn't happen that I was expecting, but I won't tell you just in case. Because we'll get it in some capacity. Oh, hold on. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Because, you know, you have a choice in the DS to push objection or say it into the microphone. That was a thing of this game's commercials. Hold on. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made a reservation. You're 8! Just in case. Girl, do you even know what honeymooning is? I don't think you do. How did she make reservations, an 8-year-old making a reservation, putting a credit card down? She don't even know what a credit card is. Hold on. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Oh, that's lucky. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard he said things like, letting that one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong into everything was the only way to live, pal. Gumshoe is hilarious. I love Gumshoe. Anyway, they would show like a married couple in bed, and the guy is playing this game. Wait, hold on. Oh, you! I forgot about you. I'm Maggie Bird. I'm retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to people who come to the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Anyway, the guy is like playing the game and he's like, idioty! And then she'd wake the wife up and she's like, ugh, or something like that. I remember, I saw some commercial on YouTube. So, you can do that. I didn't really do it though. This time I think it makes you. Yes, are you here as a patient? I'm Director Hoti, ho ho. Recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much of an eye on her, she would go, crack! It didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Ho ho. Frenzy. I want to see Frenzy. I want to see Frenzy. This game is the best one out of the 3. I think so. I really think so. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. And to let the world know we are serious, I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Hot. Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I would like to go there if that's the case. I think if there are any talking bunnies, they even won't laugh at Moe's jokes. I think so. This one is the best one. I don't remember 3 very well. I remember a couple cases of 3 and people in 3. One bad girl in particular. I'm ready. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm sure they will. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo curls. Represent. Oh god. We've got our new owl actor picked out. Prepare for Hallelujah chorus. Huh? Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get with it. Get on with it. They need to clean up their freaking kitchen. It's nasty. You gotta eat in there? No. Anyway. We will play 3, but not immediately after this. What's this, Drat? It's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this. Really, how long do they plan making me do this? Ah, but it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. Oh, she's still at it. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? Ah, it was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy, and I treated me literally, and I had heard about this really going on the pain of my heels, and they were full of burn. Speaking of burn, playing with fire tears because of that. 3 hair was sort of scenery is huge. I like Goldbag. She has like a streak of her that's really creepy and inappropriate, which I don't like. But everything else I like. Everything else I like. Everything else I like. You gotta love... I like old people though. You know, people don't like old people sometimes. They don't know what's good. I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me at the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Lesbians. 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 You can't tell me. You can't tell me for any moment of time that those two aren't lesbians. And I want them to be together. Especially now that she's kind of overcome her thing. It has become difficult for me to... As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Okay. Oh. It explode. The oil come out. Okay. Frenzy! Lesbians. Lesbians. It's very obvious. I think it's very obvious to anyone. Even to the untrained eye. Lesbians. March 23rd, 9:42 p.m. International Departures Gate 12. Oh! It's happening. You guys, it's happening. 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 Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this. That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. Yeah, why did you keep it? But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Is it? Or is she actually... Why wouldn't it have gone in the trash from the beginning? Or she would have been like, here, I don't want this. The fact that she took it with her, and Edgeworth is kind of like, you have that thing still. And she's like, oh, this? I don't even care about this. I don't believe that. It ended in her luggage. She put it next to her designer Gucci stuff or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way this didn't have some sentimental value to her. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from De Killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. I'm so excited, you guys. Okay, are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Franziska. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure, such a thing, is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. This is why you can't hate Franziska von Karma. And if you do, you have a bad opinion. Because I can't even imagine growing up as a child with such a conditional love situation from your only... I don't know about the mom. The mom is never mentioned. We're going to just say she's not in the picture. The only parent that you have and you are close with will not love you if you do not perform to a certain level. I don't think you have to appreciate that must be so difficult to live with and created her to be this way. That's hard, you know? And even though she achieved so much in a short time and she's like a prodigy person, it's never enough kind of feeling. That is very sad. It's very sad. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? This is not time for those two. It's time for Franzi. Let's focus. I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I have been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Lesbians! Get together! Make it happen! Nobody ships them! I don't understand! Well, that's not true. I like... There needs to be more. That's all I'm saying. There needs to be more. Adrian Andrews, because it's a good ship. It's a good ship. I forgot that stuff with Adrian at the end. That now that she's more healed, even though we can question how that happened, whatever, they're more on equal level. They're around the same age, right? Yeah, Adrian's older, but, you know, whatever. Adrian Andrews. You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways. Franziska von Karma. This face. I remembered this face right away from long ago. I remember this face. We'll talk more. I want to finish the scene. We'll talk after. This face. I am Franziska von Karma. I don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow. Forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. This is a good girl. It's a very good girl. Yeah. Okay. Wait, I'm gonna wait. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Nick. It's cute. This freaking game is so good, and you can't tell me otherwise. This game is so good. Capcom, thank you very much for this feast. It was delicious. It was very good. This game is so good, you guys. This is the best one. I'm stating it here. I don't remember 3 very well because 3 was my least favorite. Okay. I will say, hold on, we're gonna transition over. I don't want to be sitting looking at this title screen. Hold on. Okay, so we did it. We beat the game. Woohoo! It was a good time. I enjoyed it. We'll talk about Franzi in a second. First, I want to say, I think that the first game, the gooped gagged moment of the first game, I mean, I haven't played all these games, right? But I would argue that that would be a really hard one up on. Because the beeping of Manfred was a moment in time. It was a moment in history. Like, girl, that was so good. That was so good. This one was also good. But it didn't have that, like, oh my god, this is where we're going. Or even getting tased by him, too, was like a real gag, you know? That, I don't know. There's something to be said about the first of a series, or the first game that became like this huge series. You know, it has to have this like really strong power in order to spawn the rest of these spin-off and other, you know, games. But this one was 2 is very, very good to me. Because I mean, you can have different opinions, right? I know a lot of people like Godot. I think that's his name. And I don't remember him very well. And except for things I didn't like. And as an adult, I might have a different view. So I want to reserve judgment on him for later. Because I don't remember too much about him. So everyone's got their different preferences and characters and people. And Franzi is very important to me, so I'm already a little biased because I love Franzi and I love Pearl, and there's a lot of Pearl in this game. But this one to me also is objectively very good. The stuff with Matt was good. The circus story, even though it's not really like a through tie with the main, you know, like the main characters, they're not really affected by that story. I thought that one was good too, you know. There's a lot of good cases here, and because I like Edgeworth, it's nice to have him, you get more of like a family thing from him, because the stuff with Manfred was pretty big, so to have that be kind of explored, even though it's only like a granule, I want a whole thing on it. But this ending, having Franzi talk about how hard it was for her, I don't know, that's really compelling to me. And as a kid playing this game, I really, really hated Franziska. Like, I did not enjoy her in the way I enjoy her as an adult. As an adult, I enjoy her very much. As a kid, around her age, I was like, this bitch is so mean. She's so mean and nasty and rotted and gutted. I don't like her. And then at the end, when she cries, I was like, oh, all right. And it spawned a whole thing for me. So I feel like Franzi and I have a history. We go way back, you know, we go way back. It's the other thing that's weird when you revisit games and you're like so much older now. It feels weird because the characters have not aged and you have aged. It feels uncomfortable a little bit, but I don't know. It's just interesting how I see her now as I been before as a kid, and I also think too. Anyone who's played the game before, I think, sees Franzi in a different way than if they just playing it straight, because you don't know this part about her, and you don't see like the little tender little meat inside the oyster shell. That was kind of a gross. You know what I'm trying to say. It was a little gross, but you know what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, and something that also makes me feel really sad is that we never, as far as I know, if I'm wrong, let me know. But as far as I know, we never see her again. She's in. I think I said this before, she's like a 13-year-old in a back in time thingy, but we never see her as an older person. And not to spoil anything, but I will say, we get DILFs. Where is MILF? That's all I will say about that. I just think I want to see Franzi again. I hope that Capcom, please make it happen. Let me see Franzi as an adult. It would be, like, cathartic for me as a person to be able to see Franzi around my age. That would be cool. We grew up together kind of feeling. But I probably will not get that. We'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. I sure enjoyed this. Ace Attorney is always a good time, but this was an especially good time. I enjoyed this playthrough more than the first one, and hopefully the third one won't make me too angry. I don't want to spoil anything, but hopefully the third one won't make me too mad. So, until I see you next, remember to be kind to others, especially yourself. Take care, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye-bye!